What would you do if you found out that virtually everything that you've ever been told was a lie? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. That's what I just said or stated. What would you do if you found out that virtually everything that you were ever told when you came into this world as a child up until now was mostly lies? That's the educational system, the medical industry, the food industry, the government, the military, the banking institutions, and everything else, especially religion. How would you handle that? How? Well, guess what? It is all a lie. Mainly. Mostly. There is some truth. So, ladies and gentlemen, how far down this rabbit hole would you be willing to go to find out who's behind the lies? Why they lie and have lied and still continue to lie? Do you trust our government? Please answer that question. When you finish watching this video, do you trust our government? Do you trust the people that are in position and power over this country? Local, state, and federal. Do you trust your church, your pastors, the leadership? If so, how much or to what degree do you trust all of the ones that I just mentioned? Here's where the rubber meets the road. When we were all born, we came into this world a blank sheet of paper. Someone gave us a program. We have been given belief systems. By whom and for what? What's to say that what we've been taught is the truth or all of the truth? How do we even know? We trust what we hear. Why? Because we just want to believe that no one would do us any harm. I know this is deep, isn't it? Do you trust your doctor? Let's say, for example, you have a headache. You go to an emergency room because it's a migraine. It is a severe headache. Once you arrive at the emergency room, mind you, you will meet nurses, attendants, and at some point a doctor or two that will attend to you and your issue. You're going to tell them what's going on. They're going to take your vitals, blood pressure, temperature, look in your eyes, take your pulse, and they're going to go through a certain protocol. And then could potentially prescribe some medication in the form of a pharmaceutical drug. Mind you, you've never seen these people in your life. Never met them at all, don't know them by name other than the badges that they wear. And maybe the certificates on the wall, if it's a doctor. So my question to you, as it relates to that, how do you know that they are going to give you something that's good for you? How do you know that you can trust those individuals that you have just met for the very first time? Where did you learn that at? That you should trust these strange people. Have you ever taken that into consideration? Stop. Another situation and or scenario. You go to a restaurant, never ate there before. You met the waiter or the person who's the cook potentially, a waitress, and maybe the manager, cashier. Never saw those people in your life. You order an entree and then maybe the main meal and or dessert. Okay? Mind you that you have never eaten there before. How do you know what the ingredients are being used to prepare your meal? What's in it? How do you know what that is? How do you know if it's good for you or not? How do you know its origin? You don't, do you? Let's say you order chili. You don't know what's in the chili. It looks like chili. Has beans and maybe some ground beef. Depending on what or how you order it. Could have some spaghetti. But what's in the sauce itself? We assume it's tomato based. Where does it come from? What's the actual ingredients? We don't know. We take for granted that they're not going to give us something that's going to harm us. Isn't that true? We automatically trust that restaurant when we go there. Same thing is true if you go to the grocery store. You buy boxes, bags, and cans of food that are laden with ingredients. 20, 30 ingredients on the can, on the box or the package. Words that you can't even pronounce. Hello? You don't know what they are. They're foreign to you. But in your mind, you're going to take them home and you're going to put some sort of meal together, some dinner for your family. How do you know the origin of those products? How much research are you willing to do to find out? Or will you do it? Or are you just going to take it on the chin and just assume that it's okay? It's going to be okay. We have been following, ladies and gentlemen, just rituals and routines just because. We never question anything. We assume that it's okay. We assume that everything is going to be all right. And when our government tells us, for example, that we have a virus that's potentially deadly, and you must undergo this particular protocol, wear this thing here, you know what I'm talking about, take this thing here in your arm, you know what I'm talking about. You don't know what's in it, do you? So why are you so naive? Why are you so gullible to listen to people that you don't know? And why have you not done your own due diligence and studied anything for yourself? You know why? You're lazy. You know why? It requires something of you, and it's called work. It's called diligence. Most people don't want to do that. We just assume. When someone sounds the alarm, we go running. Won't investigate, won't study anything. We just assume it's okay. And what's really, really bad and sad is that months later, sometimes a year or two later, we turn up ill. And some of us may not turn up at all. We might end up dead. Just following what someone said, and we did not study behind what they told us before we went off and did what they told us to do. Not suggested, but told us to do. How much of you do you control? How much of your life do you control, ladies and gentlemen? If these are things that you have not been doing, I think it behooves you to do that today and start doing that from now on, because there have been many who have fallen by the wayside, just accepting any and everything someone has told you without questioning anything at all. I'm sorry if you don't like what I'm saying. Doesn't mean that what I'm saying is not correct. Those of you who think that you have an ounce of intelligence, you'll read between the lines. You will comprehend. You'll understand and overstand. You will. And hopefully, you will govern yourselves accordingly. I will not tell you anything that is detrimental to you or that would harm you. I'm just trying to get you to think. Be an individual. Be your own person. And stop falling for everything that you see. Stop falling for everything that you hear and are told without questioning what's being presented to you. We only have one life that the Creator has given all of us. It is incumbent upon all of us to be studious and study this life and this world that we live in, you know? Or else you're going to fall for the okie doke. Unfortunately, some have fallen for the okie doke at their own demise. It's a shame that anytime we express truth to the masses, someone is always trying to censor us and shut us down. I wonder who those somebodies are. Think on what I'm saying to you today. Be smart. Use common sense. Whatever your gut tells you, 9 times out of 10, it's the truth. Don't do it. Don't follow it just because the masses do. Do what your spirit tells you, not what you've been forced to do, but that you're afraid to just stand your ground and say, no, I'm going to question everything. I'm going to question authority. Stop letting people control you. Control your own self, your own life. Take care.